MTA project full of secrecy, with 18 of these for the tunnels and bridges. So what are they exactly?
Are you saying you can't comment to me?
That's the MTA's man in charge of bridges and tunnels, Cedric Fulton, dodging our questions.
Not even later can we talk to you about it, or can I make an appointment?
Some MTA board members, including New York City Transportation Commissioner Polly Trottenberg, say they know too little about the towers, even with about half the money spent and some of the towers up.
A lot of the board members felt like they didn't have all the details they would have wanted, myself included.
Residents who say they suspect there is much more going on with these towers than meets the eye wonder, will they ever know what's going on inside them?
I'm going to guess it's probably not just a decoration.
It's a bit mind-boggling that the MTA is approving $100 million for what appears to us to be big decorative pylons.
John Caney is leader of the watchdog group Reinvent Albany.
What we're asking for is transparency from the MTA.
We demanded answers from MTA Chairman Joe Loda.
Some of your own board members say they don't know the specifics.
The base of these new pieces that are going up include whatever fiber optics are necessary for those homeland security items.
In other words, anti-terror technology. Could it one day include facial recognition? We don't know. He won't say.
I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
So watch as more of these expensive towers rise, with mystery tucked away inside them. In Lower Manhattan, Dave Carlin, CBS 2 News.
Chairman Loda said all necessary Homeland Security technology remains in place at all crossings, even the ones that don't have the new towers just yet.
Other story we're following today, King Salman of Saudi Arabia is set to make an historic visit to Russia. It's been considered controversial too, and also groundbreaking, as it's the first ever official trip of a Saudi monarch to Russia. He's set to meet for talks with Vladimir Putin. Jacqueline Vuga tells us what to expect.
Saudi King Salman is coming to Moscow, and it's the first time in the kingdom's history that its monarch is officially visiting Russia. The trip's being heralded as a groundbreaking visit, and here's why. Numerous unprecedented energy deals are on the table. For one, Moscow and Riyadh plan a $1 billion fund to invest in a wide range of projects, from oil and gas to renewable energy. Plus, Russian firms are apparently discussing an agreement with Saudi energy giant Aramco for joint ventures on Saudi soil. Riyadh is also looking to invest in Russian gas production, which could benefit both countries.
It's not all about the energy sector, but about developing relations between our countries and expanding business cooperation. Energy, though, is still a dominating theme. Russia and Saudi Arabia are the biggest oil-producing countries, and we could use our experience in the field for better effect and benefits for our states.
Essentially, what it boils down to is two of the top players on the world energy market, responsible for a quarter of global oil production, are forging ever closer ties, which will definitely have a global impact. Cutting oil output is also on the cards, paving the way to extend a historic OPEC deal they helped to seal last year.
Someone gotta get them brakes though. That master cylinder.
It's time to cool off anyway, so we're with you.
Watch out, make sure you got unload.
North Korea's foreign minister says Donald Trump has declared war on Pyongyang and warned of countermeasures. It's after Trump's inflammatory comments about the North Korean leader on Twitter.
Since the United States declared war on our country, we have every right to take countermeasures, including the right to shoot down United States strategic bombers, even when they're not inside the airspace of our country.
It's important to point out that North Korea's foreign minister was responding to comments by Donald Trump on social media, specifically on Twitter. Donald Trump said that North Korea's leader might not be around much longer, and so we have this response from North Korea's foreign minister. Now, we've heard from the Pentagon. They have responded to the comment from the foreign minister saying, if North Korea does not stop their provocative actions, we will provide options to the president. And now we have a response from the U.S.
Not declared war on North Korea, and frankly, the suggestion of that is absurd. It's never appropriate for a country to shoot down another country's aircraft when it's over international waters. Our goal is still the same. We continue to seek the peaceful denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. That's our focus, doing that through both the most maximum economic and diplomatic pressures as possible at this point.
There's been quite a back and forth between Donald Trump and the leaders of the DPRK.
The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
What kind of measure will be taken is decided by our chairman of the State Affairs Commission, Kim Jong-un. But I think that the strongest ever hydrogen bomb might be tested in the Pacific.
Now, it's important to note that at the beginning of September, North Korea tested its first hydrogen bomb, a much more advanced nuclear weapon than they previously have tested and proliferated. And furthermore, they're announcing at this point that they intend to carry out another test of a hydrogen bomb, but this time it will not take place within North Korea itself, but rather in the Pacific Ocean. So many are wondering what will happen if North Korea does indeed test a hydrogen bomb in the Pacific Ocean. What response will we see from the United States? As of yet, it's just a war of words, but people are concerned. Many people around the world are no doubt concerned that this could lead to a catastrophic conclusion.
Well, one expert on the region that we talked to believes that one peace initiative that's been proposed by China and Russia could resolve the crisis if the United States is willing to take the first step.
Here's the main question. The main actor is the United States. The United States has been hesitant and also very resistant to accept the proposal. So I think if United States, especially Donald Trump, who actually, when he was running for president, he said he's willing to implement new policy. He criticized, the Obama's hardline policy, and he even proposed a hamburger diplomacy with North Korea. I think that tomorrow, if President Trump agrees and supports the proposal that China and Russia